ready to get this one going. And we're off from US Bank Stadium. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Returns looking good so far. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
2nd and 3 now. They go again with Taylor. He gets crushed behind the line, and the ball comes out. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on 3rd. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout, so that's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send them off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing them up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return. Huge return here. It's good for 37. And the Vikings are going to take over with their eyes on the end zone. They're set up at the 35 now. They'll run here on 1st down. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First red zone trip of this game for the Vikings. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. They put a receiver in motion right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
It's the first carry for the Auburn rookie. And he's brought down after getting this to the 17 into the red zone. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense getting.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jerome Baker has it.
Intercepted by the Colts. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Running right, this is Taylor. There's the power, now some speed. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down. Taylor again. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
First down, and they go right back to it. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 32. Trying for St. Brown, but it's intercepted. And the Vikings take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he'll get it up to the 44. Working quickly here.
The 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd and 3 now. Running back, motioning right. Switching it up here. Tagovailoa to throw. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Motion man right is Jefferson. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. All right, still score. It's Vikings ball as we return for the second, and they've got to be thinking points here. They'll try and punch it in. Hits the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Chris Boswell for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Camarda on to send it away. His return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. It is caught left side. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play action with Richardson. Catch is made down the right sideline. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Sean Murphy-Bunting ranging over for that stop.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Richardson. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Second down carry for Taylor. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
1st down, Colts.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They give to Taylor, right side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Putting a receiver in motion. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. On the move, headed right. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Defense relentless on that play. As some of them closed in on that pocket, the others took away the easy throwing lanes, and they really influenced that incomplete pass.
Third and long for him here. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Look, you know I'm always trying to be positive, partner. You take away the ending, it was a great drive. Everything they were hoping for, but all that work and effort, it's gone.
And all that people are going to remember is that ending, Kate. That's all that unfortunately matters for this offense.
1st down, Tagovailoa to throw. Chased out to his right. He tucks it and takes off. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 19-yard line.
The give here on 2nd. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Dumps it off to his running back. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Feels this clean at the 30. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Colts will take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Taylor. And he fights his way forward to get this to the 45. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
It's another first-half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Vikings will get it back with some time to work with. We've reached the 2-minute warning. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he's able to work this down to the 41. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Hand off to the back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense in the hurry up here.
The tackle made back at the 24-yard line.
Another carry for him. Flies past the first, inside the 30. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings grow their lead just before halftime. Boswell to add the PAT. Pressure off left, and it's blocked. The Colts have it. Finds a seam, left side, is off to the races. Hits the 20. And he is into the end zone, so they steal 2 points on the block kick and return.
It's far from this kicker's first NFL campaign, but I bet you it's one of the first kicks he's seen turn into points on the other side. Hey, listen, fault is shared by everybody, but I'm sure he'd prefer this to be the last time it happens in his lengthy career.
He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the Vikings get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Timeout Indianapolis, that's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10 now, here's Tagovailoa. Completed over the middle. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Offense up to the line fast.
It's the pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 4. He'll get this to Jefferson. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the 2 of them.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. They'll motion Jefferson left. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Has room into the secondary. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings boat racing them to the halftime locker room. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Vikings push their lead to 18. Now Camarda on to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. He'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That one finds Josh Downs. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That one's out to the sideline. He's got it inbounds. Nice toe drag there, but we do have a flag on the play. Oh, an exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. From the red zone now. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Escapes the pocket. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Israel Abanikanda on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Now one of the Vikings in some pain out there, so we'll get a stoppage here as he's helped by trainers. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Blown back gets the handoff. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Tagovailoa facing 3rd and long. He throws a bullet to the center. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Javon Holland comes up with it. And the Colts take over on his 5th interception of the season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure of earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Richardson. And they pick him off again. Benjamin St. Juste picks it off. And the Vikings have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take. Step on it. That's a defender who senses the need for a splash play and delivers.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 19.
Back to the well again. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They give it to him again. That's a 1st and even more past the 40. Has a hole left, room to run. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings parlay the interception into points. Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings continue piling on to this lead. Now Camarda on to send it away. Starting from the 5. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
First throw for the backup now. Finds him over the middle. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Gets him on the in route. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts. Baker now from the gun. Taylor makes the catch. This is ahead for about 5. Zaven Collins in on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running right, this is Taylor. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. They get 22 on that one. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. On target to his man Taylor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Running back sent in motion. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts make it an 18-point game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, here's Tua. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. So it'll be 2nd down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Tua now from the gun. Dumped off to his running back. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. A a touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty... First and 10 from the 41. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he's brought down for a loss. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 42-yard line.
And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
44, ready.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Complete beyond the marker. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Offense up to the line fast.
No game underway. It's 3rd down and 4.
Throwing on 3rd, Tagovailoa. That one's incomplete in the end zone. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Now on comes the Wizard of Oz, Chris Boswell for the field goal. It's just 21 yards down the pipe. Dicker connects there. And that stretches the lead to 21.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Colts.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. This one finds Taylor. By a man, and now he's in the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Forced out to his right.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Baker now. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Mayfield now on 3rd and goal. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender. And even more so, the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have, well, was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an exciting completion.
So we have a pause here. Inside 2 minutes, all reviews come from the booth, and they want to take one more look. They sent it out to New York just to be safe, and the folks there saw enough to change that call. Oh, it's a fake. They're going to flip it to the kicker. He's going to throw! And he's into the end zone. They're really pulling out whatever they can to try to make this game closer. That cuts the lead down by an extra 2. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. Return's looking good so far. He goes out of bounds, and a great return, and brings us to the 2-minute warning.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
A handoff right for Abanikanda. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Timeout, Indianapolis. That's its 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Again, it's Abanikanda. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one. That's all they had. So the offense free to start running the clock down now.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and just 2 to go. Running once more with Abanikanda. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. They've got to keep moving quick here.
That's good. For the Vikings, 1st down.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and at the Colts' 37-yard line.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. He's got it at the 6. Touchdown, Minnesota. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How did they lose him? How did they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing, Baker. Defender gets a piece, but it's still... The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. It's picked up by the Vikings going the other way. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
They're set up at the 35 now. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about a big hitter? 30-40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Kate, that play's so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
Now, they don't need points anymore, Brock, but can they resist piling on? Let's see. It's 1st and goal. We'll take it in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings put up even more points in a win. Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings grow their lead yet again. Now Camarda on to send it away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. One final shot here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So they are indeed kings in the north as the Vikings win it at home.